And good evening, my lovely Lost Tales, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite for my Freaky Friday stream. How are you doing, my lovelies? I hope you've all had a wonderful week. We are getting to the end of Silent Hill F tonight, and I am so excited. A part of me is a bit nervous because I'm not sure if we're going to have an issue like we did with the Bunny Graveyard, where we had like 30 minutes of gameplay left. But we will see. I think we've got quite a bit left to go in this game, but if we run a little bit short tonight in terms of gameplay wise, then we'll just have a nice chat at the end of it to kind of have a bit of a discussion about the game, because one thing I absolutely adore about all of the Silent Hill games, but especially this one, is that there's so much you can unpack with it and so much you can talk about. And I'm seeing so many lovely familiar faces in chat. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. And the Swiss Banana, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you've been doing well. I had a rough at the beginning, but all good now. I hope yours has been good. My week's been fantastic. I really hope your week's been good as well. Hell yes. I'm coping over the start of campaign 4. Also, I'm at 116 pools. Save for Columbina and Genshin. Yes, you got this. Like, save those pools. Save those pools for your faves. I haven't played Genshin in a really, really long time. I've gotten sucked back into League of Legends because I'm really liking the current season with the focus on Noxus and some of the cool skins that they're releasing as part of the battle pass and everything. It's so good, and so I've gotten sucked back into that a little bit, but I should get back into Genshin at some point, because now that we've got Nordcry unlocked, it does look really, really good. But I need to start watching campaign 4 of Critical Role, because that just started. I'm about maybe 30 episodes in to campaign 3 of Critical Role. I know that they're completely separate. Like campaign 4, Brennan's the dungeon master, it's a completely new world and everything like that. So I'm tempted to just jump straight into campaign 4 because I adore Matthew Mercer as a dungeon master. He's essentially was the first of the recorded actual play TTRPG shows that I started watching was Critical Role. But there's just something about Brennan Lee Mulligan as a dungeon master that, I don't know, I might like him just a touch better, but that is entirely my own personal opinion because I love Dropout so much and the cast is so insanely talented. And honestly, I just want to see Matthew as a player character. I'm so excited to see that. So I do ask, because of course no spoilers for Silent Hill F, but no spoilers for campaign 4 of Critical Role. I want to see it so badly. Happy to see you again, Steph. Oh, thank you so much, Swiss. Thank you so much. So good to see you again. I hope you've been doing well. I hope your art has been coming along amazing as always. Your stuff is always so good. I love whenever it pops up on my feed, or sometimes I'll just go back and check what you've previously posted. It's been a good week. Schoolwork has been a bit hectic due to some miscommunications. I've been playing an indie horror game called Voices of the Void that scares the shit out of me. Hell yes. Like, it's the best time of the year. All the good horror movies, all the good horror games are coming out. I'm so excited for some other releases that are coming out later this month. Like, oh my god, you guys, we are finally getting Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And yes, I promise you, I will be streaming it. I am way too excited for that game. I cannot wait to play it. Was a little bit concerned that they had initially put some of the bloodlines, some of the clans behind paywalls as DLCs, but after the outcry from fans, they've opened that up. So I think we can now play as almost all of like the main core bloodlines in the game, except for I think 1 or 2. I'm not sure if we could play as Malkavian in Bloodlines 2. Sad, but makes sense. Although maybe you can. I need to double check which clans are available, but I think then some other clans are going to be behind a DLC, but they're some of the more obscure ones, which is going to be interesting. But I'm really, really excited for that. And I've been waiting for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I bought the special edition as a pre-order over a year ago, like maybe closer to 2 or 3 years ago, and I've just been waiting for it to come out. So I'm very excited for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, but also very excited for another horror game called, I think it's Goodbye Sweet Carol. It's a horror game that is 2D animation style, so everything's all drawn. It looks like a horror kind of Disney style animation, and it has my wonderful friend Elsie Lovelock as the voice of our heroine in the game, and she's also performing a song in the game. So I'm very, very excited for that because Elsie's a wonderful friend. I cannot wait to see her bring this character to life. So the game, of course, looks amazing. I would have played it regardless, but even more so now that I know that a friend of mine is in it. So I'm very, very excited for that. The only horror film that I can stand still scares the sugar out of me is Event Horizon. Completely fair. Event Horizon is freaky with a capital F, and I kind of dig it. Like, I love me some good, like, messed up, gruesome sci-fi body horror. I will not go into details. I've seen it, but if anyone's curious about it, I warn you, it's not for the faint-hearted. I do agree with you on that, Sean. Some of the visuals are especially gruesome. I was going to say one of the lines, but I don't know if that's going to be a spoiler. Like, the movie came out in the 80s, but I don't know whether saying one of the lines is too much of a spoiler. But it's kind of like the best Warhammer movie we've never gotten, if that makes sense. Like, it goes into, like, weird warp stuff. If you're familiar with the warp in Warhammer 40k, then you kind of know what I'm getting into with that. What else? Was that Goodbye Sweet Carol or Saint Carol? Sweet Carol, S-W-E-E-T. So I think it's Goodbye Sweet Carol or Good Night Sweet Carol. I believe the Carol is in the name of the game. Goodbye Sweet Carol. From what I can tell, it's very much inspired by games like Clock Tower, where it's a young woman. I think she's in either an orphanage or an abandoned mansion looking for her friends, and then nightmare stuff happens and really, really bad stuff happens. But it's done in a art style that's very reminiscent of two-dimensional Disney animation, and our leading lady, she has a almost quite Snow White look to her, which is quite lovely. And so I'm very, very excited for that because it's by an independent studio and I've had my eye on it for a while, so I really, 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 really want to play it. What else? Actually, Event Horizon came out in 1996. Okay, thank you for correcting me, guys. Appreciate it. Steph Mooney and I shaking in our boots for the ASMR Tales this month. If you see me lurking in the comments, hey, I've got some good ones planned this month. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm already hard at work on plotting out my next video. And I just have the lineup for the next month or so planned out. Let's just leave it at that. Bye, Sweet Carol. That was it. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that, Sam. How was my week? My week was good. I've been looking for more auditioning for more stuff and things like that. And I went to the studio yesterday, back to 2020 recordings, and I got to record an ELT, which was a lot of fun. But sorry, I'm so sorry, I forgot to say earlier, thank you so much, Sophiac, for the 9-month subscription. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it, and so glad you could join us tonight. Thank you. And Nerdy Mim, thank you so much for the 200 bits pre-game cheer. No jump scares from me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mim. The Ghostface one scared the shit out of me. I feel like I gotta do like one kind of spooky one each month, each year for October, where it's like an existing character. Because last year I did Huntress from Dead by Daylight, and the previous year I think I did Ghostface. Was that a full year ago, or was it just I did that in Halloween last year, like around Halloween last year? Trying to remember. My memory's not that great. Alrighty, so are you guys ready for more Silent Hill F? Because I most certainly am. Again, I'm not quite sure how much left of the gameplay we've got. I say that now and then cut to me 4 hours later and we're still going. But I am so excited to get to the conclusion of this game, and I trust that you all are as well. But yes, as I was saying, I went to the studio yesterday to record an ELT, which was a lot of fun. It was actually very different from the previous ones I've done, whereas the previous ELTs that I've recorded, they were for more older audience English learning text, so you could speak at quite a natural pace. But still keep everything nice and crisp and clear and well articulated. Whereas what I was recording yesterday was actually for a quite younger audience, and I had to record essentially the same scripts but 3 different times at different speeds and slightly different lines. So there was script A, which was more fully fleshed out, and that was more standard, speaking at a nice, clear, neutral tone, and then the script was shortened a little bit in the second one, and I had to speak a lot slower and a lot clearer, so that then people who maybe are struggling with learning languages can hear me say every word nice and clear. And then I had to speak even slower and more simplified in the third script, where it was more intended for students who have difficulties learning or difficulties with comprehension, and then the scripts were further simplified, and then I had to speak even slower, but still maintaining a nice, clear way of communicating, so that even audiences that struggle a little bit with comprehension can still understand everything that I am saying. That kind of energy, like still keeping things nice and like with a bit of a melody to it so that it doesn't sound robotic, but still keeping it nice and slow and clear so you can hear everything. Your voice is so soothing. Why, thank you. That's why you guys are here. That's what I built my foundation of my community on. Hell yes. Hang on. Okay. I still think you can do a wonderful GLaDOS. The times when I try and like slip into the GLaDOS voice, I can't quite pinpoint where I need to drop certain words, because I can redo some lines from the games because I know where to mimic the inflections, like, oh, it's you. It's been a long time. How have you been? It's like I can feel my voice box dropping and rising in certain words, but I'm not sure when I'm asked, like, oh, read this line in the GLaDOS voice. I don't know where to put those drops unless I take the script myself and then I slash certain words to be like, okay, this makes sense to do these particular drops. Like, it's something that I overthink a little bit too much. I mean, you do cook when it comes to voice acting. Thank you so much, Adia. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, by the way, Steph, I want to ask you, how do you feel about Pick My Voice? Do you feel up to it? Yes, I did turn it off while playing Silent Hill F, and I did a similar thing when I was playing the Silent Hill 2 remake, just because, for me, I feel uncomfortable doing silly, goofy voices in a game with such heavy subject matter. Like, it feels really uncomfortable to be doing like a silly, playful, or even like a sexy voice when there's a scene of domestic violence playing out on the screen, if you get what I mean. Like, just as an entertainer, like, no, there's a time and a place for certain things, and this is not one of them. Whereas Resident Evil, I'll keep the Pick My Voice on because there's a bit more of a lightheartedness and a campiness to the game sometimes. Whereas Silent Hill, no. No, the vibes are just not there. And no, honestly, Sean, there's nothing wrong with asking. Thank you so much for asking for clarification. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't do it for the Silent Hill games. Or if I was going to play other games that I knew dipped into similar dark subject matter that was especially loaded topics, I would say, you know what? I might have done 1 or 2 voices earlier in the evening, but let's just not do any more for the rest of the night or something like that. Alrighty, so let's continue. I'm so worried about Hinako. Okay. Okay, so we got everything. Let me just check my... I want to check my equipment and inventory and journals and everything. Oh, I've got something that I can put here. That'll clean up a spot there. Yes, I think I'm okay with that. Do I have another? No, I don't have any more emails. That's okay. Oh, Adia, thank you for asking, but I will say a lot of stuff happened last stream to Hinako that I'm not sure if I have the time to get into. Let's just say the last time she visited the dream world, things did not go well. I'm just going to do a last check of everywhere just to make sure I didn't miss any last supplies, just in case we're leading into an area of the game where things are going to get very, very dangerous and very, very scary. But I'm also now really worried about what she did. Because I think the seeds have been planted that she, like finding the axe. Was the axe in her bedroom or like her mother's sewing room? I think it was her bedroom that was where the axe was placed. Maybe. Oh, thank you for the hydrate check. Ah. Almost knocked my hair tie off. Nah. Ah! God damn it! You scared the shit out of me. No, thank you. No, the axe was sitting there, so this was her parents' room? Maybe? I think this is her parents' room. Honestly, all of the protagonists in the Silent Hill games need therapy. They need therapy and a fucking break. And a long vacation. I think we've already cleared most of this area out, so yep, won't go through there. But this is important to remember, 6th of October 1962. I think this is the date where this day is set, or like the events of the game are taking place around that time. Because when we picked up the calendar, Hinako remarked like, oh, there's something important about that date, but I can't remember. And so now I'm worried, like, did she do something? Hinako, did you do something on that date? And that's why you're stuck in purgatory? Damn it. Tried to rush past him. Nope. Forgot I was supposed to be avoiding red capsules. Damn it! 1 second. Get those out of my goddamn inventory. I'm not taking those anymore. Okay, shoe. Shoe. Are you around here somewhere? First aid kit, nice. Oh, good. This feels boss battle territory. Okay, antique comb. I wish I picked that up before the first aid kit. That's fine. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of that wine. Oh, sorry. I always think it's wine because it looks like it's in a sake bottle. Sadly, no, there is no store of sorts in this game. There is only the shrine where you can make offerings of some types of items. Some healing items you can't, but most of everything else you can exchange for faith, which is then used to improve your abilities. But let's save. Oh, God. No more red capsules for me. Baseball bat. Okay, how are my other weapons looking? Okay, no, baseball bat is better than lead pipe, so I'm going to take that. Oh, God. Hinako. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, great. Is this your wedding feast? Hinako, what did you do? Oh. No. How bad does he look? Let's see him. Oh, okay. Oh, this hurts. Oh, that's so shitty. Okay, I'll try and take care of the mom first. Damn it, didn't mean to do that. Damn it. Ugh. Ow, sorry, Hinako. Oh, god damn it. No, 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 no. Okay. Nope. I'm gonna switch to kitchen knife then, since I've got another one that's down there that I can use. Ugh. Oh, hang on. Why did my controller do that? 1 second. Ah. No, 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 no. 1 second. Come on! No fair! I was changing battery packs. Why'd you do that? Fucking rude. It's called cheating. No, 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 no. Okay. Now I'm gonna swap that for the new knife. Yes? Yes? Holy shit. So cool character design though. No. Don't. Hinako, don't. I'm not fine with this. I will say, if you weren't here last week, just go with the vibes, because you missed out on a lot of stuff that happened. But this whole game is just absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing. I want to stab you. I want to stab you so badly. Stop it! god, this game is amazing. It's so good. The very old and precious brooch seems to have a reassuring power. I want to rip it off her. No, honey. You're your own person. Honestly, Swiss Banana, this game is absolutely fantastic. It's so good. The themes are fantastic. It gets very gory and unsettling without being too over the top. At least to my taste, too over the top. Like, you don't see, like, some terrible stuff happens, but you don't see the actual points of impact, if that makes sense. Oh my god, this game is good. Hey, Galactic Emperor Batman. No spoilers for Claire Obscure, because I actually bought that in the Steam sale and I'm probably going to be playing it later this month, just for my own enjoyment. I'm not going to stream it. But no spoilers for that particular game, but I hope you had an awesome time playing it. Where is he? Where is this son of a bitch? Okay, do I have anything to offer? No. Let's save. Oh, thank you for the hydrate check. Good time for it. While we're taking a little bit of a break between the horrors. Anything around here? Oh, thanks for the stretch check as well. Ah. Those cracking sounds were my elbows. Okay, another save point. Prove your intent with the crests 3. Show what lies deep within your heart. Let the line of foxes guide you. Offer the crests and lay bare your soul. Heed revelations and find the crests. Or does this lead to something different? The blackbird wishes to take the white bird. The white bird wishes to resist. The fox brings along his followers in triumph. He notices not the two birds in conflict. Prove your intent with the crests 3. Shows what lies deep within your heart. Let the line of fox guide you. Offer the crest and lay bare your soul. The blackbird wishes to take the white bird. The white bird wishes to resist. The fox brings along his followers in triumph. He notices not the two birds in conflict. Okay, we've done all those. These were the puzzles from earlier. The mural, though, I'll get the crests. Because there's a lot of spots for these crests to go. So I'm wondering... could I maybe change or make things better for Hinako depending on where I put the crests, maybe? Because I'm trying to find a way to snap her out of this. I will say though, the bloody paw prints are really cool and creepy. Like, are they as though something has climbed off of the statues? Like these statues... oh no. Oh no, it feels like these statues have come to life at some point. Family Physician's Log, February 13th, dawn. Mr. Hidetoshi and his wife have passed away, one after the other. At time of death, the skin all over their bodies was covered in sores and had begun sloughing off. The smell was indescribably awful. I could not bear to take a closer look. The head of the house did not give permission to perform autopsies on the bodies. There will be no funeral, and they will be sent to be cremated immediately. February 14th, midnight. The eldest son has passed away. Again, there will be no funeral, and the body will be sent away for cremation. The eldest and second-born daughters are also experiencing symptoms that are worsening by the hour. I believe they will be in critical condition by tomorrow at the latest. Yeah, these statues are alive somehow. Ornate scroll, purify once and for all, leave the filth of your world behind. I don't like this. What the fuck happened here? Oh, gods. What is happening here? I need to know what the fuck is happening here. Come on. Take that. Take that. What is going on with all these mannequins in cages? I don't like this. Okay. What's hiding in these rooms that I haven't found yet? Scratch marks leading anywhere in particular? No, nothing hidden in the walls. Couldn't see anything in there, interestingly. Yeah, there wasn't anything in that room other than mannequins. Like, that was either someone's kink room gone horribly wrong or horribly right, depending on what you're into. Omomori, Hound. Slightly restores current max sanity after defeating enemies. Useful. Come on. Okay, scrolls. This looks more promising. Take that, Higashi. It's good for offerings. No, we haven't been in here yet. More of these goddamn foxes. Take that. Oh god, all of these smiling foxes. This is fine, guys. This is fine. There's nothing sinister about this at all. Not in the slightest. Oh, that was it. That's right, I could find hidden rooms with my extra shiny fox abilities. I won't go through there just yet. What was over here? Black Sparrow Crest. A badge with something carved into it. Looks like a black sparrow. Housemaid's note. Shortly after I became their maid, there was talk of an arranged marriage of the young heir to a noblewoman. This led to the heir unceremoniously ending all his scandalous relationships with women, including one with a young housemaid named Sachi. Sachi came from a family of poor farmers, but her beauty shone brighter than the sun, something that had caught the young heir's eye. By the time his marriage was being arranged, she already had a life growing inside her, and the two had made vows to run away and start a new life together. And yet the young heir cruelly and wantonly cast her aside. Likely, he simply did not want his prospective marriage to be ruined. So the Tsukenis kicked Sachi out and drove her to some far-off place where they could forget her existence, despite the piece of the family she carried with her. People say that she was fighting back tears so hard that blood began to trickle from her eyes. Oh, the mannequin spiders from the Silent Hill 2 remake haunt my nightmares. Because I did a replay of Silent Hill 2 a couple of months ago to do some achievement hunting. And when I was up to the prison section, I was just like white knuckling it with gritted teeth, just like powering through it as much as I could. Because I hate the mannequin spiders so much. Shu is the son of the town's doctor slash pharmacist, or like the traditional medicine grower and herbalist, I think, of the community. Abandoned once for all, familial ties must be severed. No! Don't do it! Hang on. The blackbird wishes to take the whitebird. The whitebird wishes to resist. The fox brings his followers in triumph. He notices not the two birds in conflict. Okay. So if the fox doesn't notice the two birds in conflict, maybe they sit in their back then? Hang on. Gonna take that out then, because I need more crests. I need 2 more crests to complete the scene. This way, maybe? Oh great, all the statues have gone, and there's just smears of carnage everywhere. Yay! This is fine. Housemaid's note. The Senekis are the most notable family in this area and are known for their wealth. For generations, each head of the family has possessed a talent for business, an acumen they have utilized during times of social unrest to amass a large fortune. However, given that a great many suffered while they grew rich, their actions have often drawn envious eyes. When I first entered into service with the Senekis, my grandmother shared some of the many rumors that swirl around the family. Each time the world falls to pieces, the Senekis' treasury only grows larger. The Senekis are happily waiting for misfortune to strike so they can line their pockets. This is the similar room to before. Strict Mother's letter. Good morning, my handsome boy. Your real last name is Tsuneki. It is told that those of the Tsuneki lineage are destined to bring good fortune when the world is in disorder. In fact, that is how your father earned succession in to the Tsuneki lineage, and you, who have inherited your father's noble blood, are sure to be next in line. To make your name, I took 1 character from your father's name and 1 character from mine. That way, when anyone from the Tsuneki family hears your name, they will immediately know you are our child. Interesting, because we found a few more of the letters from that particular woman in the village. So she was the housemaid that got pregnant. Interesting. I'm assuming that's what that's implying. Any drawers in this one? Nope. Nope, fine with that. Actually, no. I was going to say, is there a shrine there? But no. So I meant to make an offering of something, but I didn't get around to it. Okay, that was really satisfying though. I'm so worried it's going to be something like, oh, if you use your new fox powers, then it leads you towards one of the worst endings because you're like giving in to the temptation of power or giving into your new form or something like that. But it's so useful though. Okay, it's sealed with a talisman, so I assume I need something to break the seal then? Guys, I'm so sorry that we've been having issues with my stream kind of dropping out, because I haven't done anything in particular to the internet or anything like that, but I'm glad that it can just get fixed up relatively quickly with a quick refresh. So I am very sorry about that. Cool. Damn it, I really wish there was a shrine here that I could make offerings to, but that's okay. You know what, I'll give up one of those health packs just to get more bandages. There we go. White sparrow crest. A badge that look with something carved into it. It looks like a white sparrow. Okay, shrine. Yes, yes, yes. Let's give the kutsu tea and that. Okay. Quick save. And just need one more of the crests. Because yeah, it highlights certain empty spots in this image. The blackbird wishes to take the white bird. Prove your intent with the crests 3. Show what lies deep within your heart. That's why I'm kind of thinking like this might be an opportunity to turn Himiko around, or Hinako, sorry, off the path of like submission that she seems to be on. The blackbird wishes to take the white bird. The white bird wishes to resist. The fox brings along his followers in triumph. He notices not the two birds in conflict. Because yeah, I think the blackbird and the white bird feels like Hinako's the two aspects of herself where she's torn between what society is expecting of her and then what she ultimately wants, which is freedom and independence and to be her own person. So I'm wondering... Oh god. So many fox statues. You guys were hungry! Yay! Look at them! Their beautiful blood-smeared smiles. Ooh. Strict Mother's letter. Good morning, my handsome boy. I have good news. Indeed, good news to a Tsuneki is always accompanied by the news of someone else's death. Your father and that woman he kept as a pet have both gotten sick and died, and now your grandfather, the head of the house, has invited you to the Tsuneki residence to make you successor. It is a pity that I couldn't reacquaint you with your father, but at least I was able to make you successor to the Tsuneki lineage. Okay, now we can get through that door, those doors now with that particular symbol. That's both interesting and unnerving. There's a statue missing from there. That's interesting. That's suspicious. Sacrifice once and for all, body and soul made pure by rebirth. Offer all that is yours. No. I'm worried if by doing all this exploration and finding these scrolls, I've accidentally gotten one of the worst endings, because she's like, yes, I will sacrifice all that I am to this other person. This is fine. I'm so happy that I'm losing my sense of self. Anything interesting here? Mandate of the clan. A living sacrifice shall be offered every 8 years, for nothing else can quell the wrath which dwells in the waters deep. She shall be a maiden, fair and pure of heart, and the blood which flows through her veins shall be that which has been blessed by the stars and is beloved by fate. Let it be known that only the most suitable sacrifice shall quench the being's vicious thirst. The duty of finding such a sacrifice shall fall upon the head of this house. An Ema. Nice. Okay, good, good, good. Letter with a pressed flower. There used to be nothing I hated more in the world than being forced to live as a proper girl. But when I think of you, I start to wonder if maybe, just maybe, there was a reason I was born a girl. I hope these feelings will reach you, like dandelion seeds carried in the wind. There was a letter with a pressed flower in Hinako's room in the flashbacks. Why is there a letter with a pressed flower here? Hinako, were you talking to someone dangerous, maybe? Maybe? Back here again? Interesting. Yes, don't talk to strangers online. Although then again, that's how I first met Scarlet, is we started out as complete strangers and then friendship grew from that. So just in general, be cautious when talking to strangers and... Listen, I'm old. I'm in my almost my mid-30s. I remember when ASL was a regular thing that would just come up within the first 2 sentences of meeting someone. Don't do that. Don't give out personal information like that. Is there anything here that's useful? Or is this just the scary den of horrors again? Lies, you are not old. I'm older than most of you, okay? That counts. Where's that noise coming from? No. I don't like that, no. Oh my god, it's two of them. That is such bullshit. Again, I'm not sure if I should be using these wolf abilities, but it's so cathartic at the same time. Steph, you're a spry 4,000 years old. That's practically 20s for Fae folk. I mean, you're not wrong, I guess. Couldn't really see anything. Okay, I feel like this is more of a maze sort of thing where we just kind of have to try our luck with different rooms until we find what we're looking for. Or like clearing out all of the rooms will eventually lead us to where we need to go. Come on, damn it! Because this is the third time we've been to a room with this kind of layout. Okay. Oh, this one's different. This one's notably different. Oh, it's so cool though. Oh, this is really, really cool. Okay. You know what? Using my wolf ability to defeat you extra quickly because I cannot stand you. Oh, this is so gross. Junko.
お取り込み中ごめんなさい。Hinakoとほんの少しだけ話がしたいのだけれど、よろしいかしら。
では、
お姉ちゃん殺せた？しっかりと。うん。しっかりね。しっかりって。今日だけは。お姉ちゃんとあなたの二人だけの秘密にしてあげる。でも今日を超えてまだ生き残っていることがあるのなら、お姉ちゃんが彼のためにもあなたを殺すからね。
もう少し外していた方がいいかな。
いいえ。お時間をありがとうございます。それではこれにて。
姉妹で語り合えたかね。
はい。
それでは行こうか。
Fox mask crest. A badge with something carved into it. It looks like a fox mask.
あなた様のお印ですね。
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Hang on. Just trying to look at these paintings. So foxes all having a party together, a hunter coming and killing foxes. I think that's a kitsune coming to kill the hunter. A female yokai killing the kitsune, or other demons killing the kitsune. And then a fox wedding? And then the last one, blank. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we have all of the pieces we need. Is there anything I can offer at the shrine? Yes. And we do have... we need another 1,000... for that. Do I have anything else I can offer? Yeah, I'm going to offer 2 of the divine water. It's not going to be enough. 1 of the chocolate, 1 of the higashi. Because I'm tempted to hold on to it for a little bit longer, but if we're going to be heading into maybe one of the final bosses, then maybe not. Although we still have... I still imagine we're going to have to fight Shu at some point. No, I'm not going to waste it on... Or it's not a waste, but I'm not going to use it on upgrading any of these other abilities. I want to try and increase my Omamori slots because I've got a couple of really, really good ones. Because Omamori I have equipped are increasing max health and max stamina, and some of the others I have are quite useful for like restoring health after defeating enemies and stuff like that. All of those are very, very useful. Kitsune are famous to take the form of women, yes? I believe so. I believe Kitsune are almost predominantly women or feminine foxes. I could be wrong if there's male ones out there, because there's legends about Kitsune or shape-shifting foxes across a lot of countries in Asia. Like Korea has its own mythology when it comes to Kitsune, and there's some small details that deviate from Japanese mythology. They're not called Kitsune in Korea, they're called something different, but they're very, very similar. And I believe China also has their own mythology surrounding fox-like shapeshifters. But Kitsune, according to Japanese mythology, I believe mostly female. But there are like fox spirits that come in both male and female forms, I think. Okay, so the riddle goes: the blackbird and whitebird wishes to take the blackbird wishes to take the whitebird wishes to resist. The fox brings along his followers in triumph. He notices not the two birds in conflict. Okay. So there's a lot of spots that these things can go. So I'm thinking the fox leads his people in triumph, and that goes right at the front. Now the whitebird and the blackbird in conflict makes me think of these two. Wait, what? How did it go? He did not notice? He notices not the two birds in conflict. The whitebird wishes to resist. So I'm thinking that's the whitebird. And that's the blackbird, because it looks like it's trying to take it away. Okay, first try. Damn, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna do another save. Okay.
Sa, kimi mo.
No.
では始めようか。
Hey Max, how's it going? Welcome back.
よくここまでついてきてくれた。
一緒だからここまで来られました。
もうわずかの辛抱だ。
はい。最後まで。
Oh god. No, what is this leading to? I'm scared for her. I'm so scared for her. Oh, Hinako. Okay, we are running low on weapon durability, so I'm a little nervous. So there might be some enemies I just try and run past and get away from. Damn it. No, I don't want the red capsules anymore. Okay, I think I have to defeat this one though. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Oh, thank goodness for that. Thank you. Oh, so gross. Oh, gross. Okay, now I can keep moving. Okay, cool. Okay, quick save. Oh, yes. Okay. Save. Yeah, I was worried it would soft lock my game, but I think because this in particular is like a scripted moment of having to cleave past enemies on your way to finding the fog monster. So it wouldn't be so cruel as to completely soft lock you out of the ending of the game if you did happen to go through all of your weapons. Okay. Now what's the correct way? Okay, yep, that's sealed off, so I have to go the other way. Okay, cool. Okay, check here for weapons or items. Toolkit, nice. I'm gonna fix my crowbar with that. Oh my god, another baseball bat. Okay, I'm swapping out the axe for that, because the axe packs a punch, but it's very slow. No red capsules for me, please and thank you. I hate these guys so much. Come on. Come on. Okay, good. He's down. Okay. Oh, sickle. Yep, swap out the old kitchen knife for that. Oh, steel pipe. No, I want to keep my crowbar for now. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Nice, take that. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely locked in because there's so many enemies and I'm trying to make my way through as best I can. Oh, not another one of you. Gross, 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 gross. Gross, 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 gross. Come on. Is that it? Yes. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Ah, okay. There's just so many enemies, you guys. No red capsules. No. No, 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 no. No more of those. Oh, new crowbar. Yes. And another emo. Okay, cool, cool, good. Okay, stuff I can enshrine. I still need a fair amount to get another spot for Omamori. But I can get 2 of these to improve my health and sanity. You know what? The Omamori is fine, but since I have 2 emas and I can get 2 of these and we're leading right into the final stretch of this game, I'm going to improve my health and my stamina, I think. Okay. Save. Okay. Oh yeah, the kitchen knife is stronger than the sickle, so swap those. Name, Shimizu Hinako. Last seen, colored uniform, colored skirt. Details of disappearance. Left home, met with wearing a... Let's check this way first. Okay, there was some stuff I could give up, so I'm gonna go visit the shrine again quickly. Oh! Okay. Good to know that when I got closer to the shrine, he left. That's good to know. And kudzu tea. I never use the kudzu tea. Okay. Okay, yep, that is closed, so go back down the main street. Toolkit, yes. Good, good, good. I'm going to save that for when my crowbar's lying low on durability. Okay, anything else? Ow. Now the toolkit, yes. I want to see if I can get around. Oh, another crowbar, thank you. Okay, I gotta defeat her first, okay. Damn it. Oh, I hate these ones. Gross. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. Okay, my baseball bat's running really low, but I'm not going to patch that up just yet, in case I find a better weapon to replace it with. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Oh, Hinako! Oh, you look uncomfortably familiar. I think we got one of the bad endings. I'm so sorry. I think we got one of the bad endings. I'm so scared. Thanks for the hydrate check. The antlers do look very, very cool. So creepy and so cool. Oh, Hinako. Hinako, I'm so sorry. No, 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 no.
それではお別れを。あなたが幸せをつかんでくれることを願っています。街が綺麗。
Fuck. I think we got one of the bad endings, but I'm still gonna see this through. Fuck. I was really hoping we get a more hopeful ending with her fighting back, but... Oh, wait. Don't go that way. Yeah. Oh, but this color scheme though with the blue and the red lighting is really cool. Wait. What if I don't go that way? What? Okay, what if I try and find some alternate paths that don't lead me to the house? Because I can't go through the barriers, but I might be able to find another way. Like the next time monsters appear or the doll appears, I do what the doll says. Unless that was the only opportunity I had. Sorry. Name, Shimizu Hinako. Last seen wearing colored uniform, colored skirt. Details of disappearance left home.
そうよ。これは私の選択。
Omomori spider greatly decreases weapon durability consumption from performing light attacks. Oh, I could have used that. Letter from the hospital. Oh, that's right. We got the key for her mailbox. Prefecture University Hospital. Mr./Mrs. Igarashi. Test results. We have compiled the test results for Igarashi Sakuko below. No abnormalities found. Observation shows characteristics of mild autism. All other test results were within normal range. Notes, it is not unusual for pubescent children to claim they can see and hear things that are not real. As they mature, these issues tend to resolve themselves on their own, so I believe there is no need for concern. Regarding her fear of the dark, her response is proper and natural. Continuing to scold her may only worsen her condition. Please do not trouble yourselves over Sakuko. Simply raise her with love and affection and let her mature at her own pace. Interesting. Okay. That explains a little bit about why she was particularly... I don't want to say clingy, but was quite like held on tightly to Hinako in a way, which is quite interesting. Yeah, interesting that they don't go in this alley where the shrine is. Very good to know. But yeah, I don't have any more emas, so... There's gotta be a way to fight against this. Yes, the doll's back. Bandage, take that. You won't be able to see your father or mother anymore. Okay. Yep, it won't let me run anywhere, so I've got to defeat these enemies first. But what if I just defeat them and don't do the soul siphon? Okay, maybe the only way I can proceed... Yep, they just get back up in that case. So I think I do have to defeat them. And do the soul siphon. I'm still trying to figure out if there's a way to turn this around. I don't want it to become this.
うちに帰る
I don't want it to do this. We're almost home.
世界が私を祝福してる両親にも会いに行こう
Yeah, honestly, Sam, don't feel like you need to explain anything. It's fine if I've locked myself into a particular ending. It's my first time playing this game. I went with my gut and I'll live with my choices. Let's see if I can make it past them without needing to fight them. Any last things I can offer? This is fine. This is fine. You won't be able to stay as you are now. Come on.
もうすぐ我が家
Guys, I'm so sorry. I was really hoping we would get one of the more optimistic endings for Hinako, but then again, the credits aren't rolling yet. We will see what happens when we get back up to the house, but I have a sneaking suspicion things are not going to end well. Oh god. But then that's all the more reason for you guys to pick up this game and try and get a different ending. Hopeful, much more uplifting ending.
Hinakoや綺麗だよほらお父さん
ここはもうお前の家ではない一人で帰ってきても敷居をまたげると思うな
Okay. Okay. Hope is not lost yet, baby. Don't worry, Hinako. I'm coming to rescue you. Let's fucking go. God, this game is just so fucking gorgeous. Oh, this all feels very familiar. But it's interesting how in the different lighting, everything feels different. Ooh, crowbar, replace my old baseball bat with that. Hang on. Okay, everything's at max. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Where is she? Where's Hinako? No, don't need the kudzu tea. Okay, I do have 2 mending kits, so I'm going to wear through my durability on one of my crowbars so I can patch it up better in a hot second. And another toolkit, thank you. Okay. I was so worried that we got a really bad ending, but there's still hope. Okay, nice. Hang on, I need something that improves my sanity. Where is... Okay, I've got the divine water. And the Arare. Okay. Oh, should I swap that out? You know what? I will. Have something that does some really nice heavy hitting as well. Because yeah, toolkits are good for doing quick patches on your weapons, but it's good to have a variation of different ones. Because I don't know what's going to be lying in wait for me. Come on. Okay, I think I'm good. Got so many healing items and other good items. Let's pray for my soul. We can do this, guys. Come on. Hinako. Yep, I'm going to swap that out for a replenish kitchen knife. Okay. Last save. Let's fucking do this. fucking go!
まさかまだ生き残っていようとは。
お姉ちゃんは所詮は向こう側の人間。私の気持ちなんてわからない。
落ち着いて。あなたがどうしてここにいるかわかる？
わからない。ここはどこ？怖いや。辛い。気持ち悪い。帰りたい。
それは何なの？あなたいつから飲んでるの？そんなに飲んで大丈夫なの？
全然大丈夫だよ。これを飲むと落ち着くから。
もうやめなさい。それを飲むのをやめて。
私に構わないで。これが全ての根源。
Fuck yes. Fuck it up, Hinako. Let's fucking go! Oh, and all the foxes are fucking watching us. That's so creepy and so cool. Come on. Okay. That weapon's no good. Not on this particular stage when everything's moving so quickly. Damn it.
絶対に認めない。ひなこを渡したりなんかしない。
Fuck yes. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes? 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 Fuck yes. Mayron, thank you so much for joining us. We're right at the climax of Silent Hill F, so thank you so much for the raid. Take a seat, guys. Just a heads up, we're right at the end of this game, so if you don't want spoilers, it's just giving you guys a quick heads up. Shit is getting real. We're right in the thick of combat. I hope you guys had a fantastic stream. But what were you guys up to? What were you guys playing? We're right in the middle of a very, very intense moment, so I'm a little stressed, but I'm hanging in there. Nope. There are many things I'm taking, but I am not taking any more red capsules. Okay, I'm keeping them in my inventory, but I'm not taking them anymore. Actually, no. I'm just straight up discarding that from my inventory since they're everywhere. Nope, I don't want that. Come on. I was playing Pixel Cafe. It's a cute time management game to wind down. Oh, that's so cool. I haven't heard of that particular game, but I have to check it out sometime. I have to raid and run myself, and I hope you survive. Thank you! This game is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Highly recommend it if you like horror. Come on! Nope, red capsules. No, 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 not touching those. Come on, we're almost there. No, come on. You can do it. Come on. God damn it. Okay, we'll wait and see if there's something post-credits. No. God damn it. If I got one of the bad endings. No! I'm gonna save my thoughts for right at the end, but my god, this was amazing. Okay. The voice acting and motion capture was absolutely incredible for this game, by the way, just since we're having all the actors' credits go past now. Oh my god. This game is so good! And now I really, really, really need to play this game all over again. Still don't like you. Still don't fucking like you. Genuinely, everyone did a great job with this game, especially the lead actress. Absolutely, 1000% agree. Oh, Blackhawk, best way to find out the different endings is to check this game out for yourself. Then you can play it over and over and over again, get all the different endings. Oh my god, that was so good. Okay. Okay. We get a little bit more info with that. Okay, cool. Cool. So I still have a lot of questions, but I have a feeling if I play the game now with this knowledge in mind, and the whole way through I don't take any of the red and white capsules, maybe we get a different ending. Ooh, that's really good. Like, the ending... I'm gonna have, try and collect my thoughts now while the credits roll and we have this wonderful music playing. And, we'll talk about it in a little hot minute. No, it won't mean there'll be a sequel. It means there are 5 different endings to this game, which I imagine would properly conclude the story. So, also with a lot of Silent Hill games, the only exception really being is Silent Hill 1 and 3, which the 2 stories are really interlinked. Silent Hill games are relatively like standalone games, not really so much intended for building on a ton of sequels or following one particular character's story. So at least from my perspective, this is going to be a standalone game, but then maybe you find out more in New Game Plus, like starting a new game with this knowledge in mind. Ooh, really, really interesting. Okay, let me just put my controller aside. But okay, the new information we got there was there was a wedding massacre. Hinako was involved in it. She and whoever did it was wearing a white dress and was taking those pills. So okay, because there's little tidbits of information we've gotten about those pills in particular over the course of the game that I'm going to try and piece together once we get back to the main screen. Okay. Oh, but the score is so good in this game. So I've seen people refer to it like Nier Automata, where the first playthrough isn't really the full story. You have to play the New Game Plus to see the rest. That's completely fair. I could see that. Okay, this ending seemed like a cliffhanger, so I naturally assumed. That's completely fair. That's a perfectly fine assumption. I'm gonna wait and see if it says something like, oh, you'll find out more answers and piece the story together in a subsequent playthrough or something like that when we get to the end of the credits. Lunarhawk, don't give any context yet or like explain what happened, because I personally want to find this out for myself. I don't want it to be like just grabbed from the wiki and put into chat, okay? So no spoilers, please, in chat. But overall, I really, really, really liked this game. So good. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just kind of like letting it almost like sink in a little bit. But thank you for the hydrate check. I'm not sure if I did that before, but I'll do it now. Because I've now watched you play 2 Silent Hill games, I'm thinking about getting them. Do it. Honestly, they're such good games, and if what I've heard is correct and they're remaking the first one, and hopefully they'll then remake the third one as well. The third one in particular is one of my absolute favorites, so I'd be really interested to see how they do that. But honestly, if playing the older games is a bit tricky, because I'm aware that sometimes like people just aren't as comfortable with the older control system of like a PlayStation 2, which is completely fair. I would highly recommend playing the remake and also trying this one for yourself. The Silent Hill games I genuinely absolutely adore. Sometimes in the weird period before we got these amazing new games and the Silent Hill 2 remake, some of the later ones weren't the best, like from kind of like 5 and 6 onwards, let's just say. But these newer ones are really, really, really good. Okay. So we got some achievements. You can now create save data from the completed game. By beginning New Game Plus with data from a completed game, you can experience changes to the story and have the chance to fulfill specific conditions to unlock new endings. You'll also be able to play on the hard difficulty setting Lost in the Fog. Things carried over to New Game. Faith, stat upgrades, obtained a memory, certain key items, and non-puzzle documents and journal information. Okay. I'm gonna make this first one the save. Okay. I did notice that had that thread with the pills. Okay. So, we're gonna sit here for a few minutes. Maybe like we're gonna sit here for a while and we're gonna have a chat because I have thoughts. So, given, and chat, feel free to put in your thoughts on this as well, especially if you've watched me play this whole game through from start to end and you've followed the whole story along with me. Purely on that, without needing to play New Game Plus, would you consider that a complete ending? Because for me, I can piece together enough information to say that if this game did not have a New Game Plus that gave more information or gave different endings, I would still consider that a complete experience. It's enough to kind of imply, like, okay, there was something about the medication that she was taking from Shu, which we got information about what was actually in those pills and the detrimental effects that they were having on people, which is why I stopped having Hinako take them once we found out that information. But it has enough information that we can kind of surmise by the time we see that secondary cutscene of there was a massacre at a wedding, someone in a white dress who was seen with these medications is still on the loose, is very unhinged. We can see almost this as being an unraveling of events of her psychosis that was manifested from overwhelming stress, societal pressures, and then further enhanced by this medication that she was taking, which, from what I can remember of the journal or the information that we got, what was in the medication was like essentially like herbal things that were grown in the village, and from one particular flower, this kind of whitish pink flower that we've been seeing, not the spider lilies, but these smaller whitish pink flowers that, upon further exploration and finding further documents, we were finding clinical trials about other cases where this medication was almost essentially like hollowing out, like almost like making holes in people's heads in a way, like as though like an insect was burrowing through it and like making like a tunnel or something like that, which is what I was kind of seeing with the manifestation of, like, let's call her bride Hinako, for like the white dress and the fox arm and everything, with her face being like sliced off, of course, to represent like severing your individualism and your identity, and also then all of the divots inside of her face and stuff like that. Okay, so people saying, honestly, yes, I'd say it does in regards to the ending feeling complete. It felt like a complete ending, maybe. I think so, yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to doing a New Game Plus just to see what else they have in store, like how they did Dead Space remake and the Nier series, just because of when it fades to black and the fact it didn't go straight to post-credit scenes make me think there's something missing between those points. I'm still curious about what happened to her sister. She always looks so corpse-like. Yeah, the sister is one loose end. I will say this, I hate her parents, they were such dickheads. Absolutely, 1000% agreed. I will say, because I'm also familiar with this writer's work, so the biggest thing that I'm familiar with the writer who wrote Silent Hill F, wrote I believe they were no, they weren't light novels, they were visual novels first that were adapted later into an anime. So, I'm not fully, I don't know 100% if this is what the games that he wrote were originally like, but with the anime. So, the anime that I'm most familiar that this particular writer wrote was Higurashi no Nakokoro ni. Fantastic anime. The thing is, the first season of the anime sets up all the questions, and it ends with a lot of loose ends. And then the second season of the anime gives all of the answers. So, with that in mind, this is not an unsurprising thing, at least for me, having experienced this writer's previous works. Which is why I was curious, like, guys, do you think this, playing it on its own, is a complete, satisfying ending? Or would you want to potentially see me play it again and try and get a different ending, maybe with a little bit more challenge, and try and get some more of the information out of this game? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted then, because now we have the idea of, okay, there's more things to be uncovered. it feels like, you know, playing Baldur's Gate 3 on my second run, I was doing the Dark Urge story, because even though it's still a lot of the familiar story beats, you're getting more information and stuff. Would you want to see me play New Game Plus of this game? Like, give me some time to think about it. But with this in mind, now that I'm familiar with the story and some of the puzzles and stuff like that, I might then be interested in jumping into New Game Plus. Just saying. With that knowledge in mind, I would think New Game Plus is in order. I would like to see another playthrough. Okay, from a game perspective, I believe the whole game is a complete story. So if there is more, yes. Okay, cool. Let me think about it, because we're currently playing Hades 2 on Mondays, and I want to jump into other games like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines and By Sweet Carol that are coming out later this month. So I think what I might do is I'll take a break from this for a little bit, kind of let everything just settle, because we're going to have some new games coming out this month that I also want to show on my channel. And then maybe when I return, maybe after this month, then we come back to Silent Hill F for another playthrough, just to give this a little bit of breathing space, so that then we can come back with like a refreshed perspective. Like, I won't, even though I'm very tempted, I won't then return to this game to further explore anything on my own, even though I'm very tempted to. Absolutely, yes. I would love to see another playthrough and love to get more answers. Hell yes. Like, who knows? It could very much depend on what we're able to uncover on a second playthrough. But definitely with that in mind about the red capsules, I want to maybe try and make it so I'm able to get through the whole game without her needing to take the capsules. And also, now that I'm more fluid with the combat system, I won't suck as much. Okay. Also, what are your guys' thoughts on the game just overall? Personally speaking, I've always loved the Silent Hill games, because even the games where you're playing with through the perspective of a male protagonist venturing into the fog, so much of the game centers around aspects that are very feminine focused and exploring very feminine centered trauma, like a lot of it having to do with societal pressures, but also doing things like childbirth and pregnancy and bodily autonomy, all themes that are very, very important to have good discussions about and to explore in games like this, especially nowadays. So it's much more prevalent in games like Silent Hill 3 and of course this one, Silent Hill F, because you are playing from a female protagonist perspective, and so the story is going to focus a lot on those themes as well. But then you have games like Silent Hill 2, well, while you're playing as James, a lot of the tension and a lot of exploration is also on aspects to do with women, with objectifying women, with sexuality and lust and stuff like that, which is very interesting in the way that these games explore it. The designs on these characters were astounding. Absolutely, 1000% agree. I think all the character designs were absolutely incredible. They felt genuinely just so creepy and so cool. And once you started to like unpick the layers of what these particular creatures like symbolize and stuff, like the moment it kind of clicked of what the dirty old man monsters, like the ones that jump and skitter with the really long tongues, represented, they made my skin crawl every time they appeared on screen. They were just... Okay, you know what? As much as I love to see this, let's jump over to my webcam so that I can have lovely chat going beside me, so we can have a bit of a record of your lovely thoughts of this game. Not gonna lie, I was kind of concerned when they announced Silent Hill F, especially in the wake of disastrous stunts Konami tried doing before they released Silent Hill 2, and the change in setting being set in America to Japan. But this game absolutely deserved the Silent Hill title. The details and the enemies and the environment design, overarching story, all mixed into something that's absolutely worthy of being a Silent Hill game. And I absolutely agree, Weaver. I was so burnt out, and I think I've said this before in one of my streams, but it felt like with Konami, they were an ex-partner that you had a wonderful relationship with some point. You had a wonderful, emotionally fulfilling relationship at some point, but then they turned into pieces of shit, and then, like, we just completely turned up, like, they just walked away, like, oh, you know, we're just gonna, like, milk this IP for however much it's worth. We're gonna put Silent Hill pachinko machines out there. But then, more than likely, and this is just an assumption, they saw how well Resident Evil was doing with the success of their remakes of their older games and thought, you know what? We kind of fucked Hideo Kojima over, and he's now making bank with his original games. So why don't we actually give this much beloved IP some care it deserves? Hey baby, knock knock knock, I'm back, I went to therapy, here's some flowers, some chocolates, I'm working on this cool new thing, I really hope you like it. So when I saw the teaser trailer for Silent Hill F, I was deeply intrigued, even more so seeing who was writing it. And the visuals looked interesting, the setting looked interesting, and I was very much intrigued. And so I was absolutely willing to buy the game and stream it and everything like that. But it was even more so inflated by the success of the remake of Silent Hill 2. I think the remake of Silent Hill 2 is absolutely phenomenal, what they were able to accomplish and what they were able to add to it without making the game feel bloated or changing things too much. And even like the soundtrack to the game, they've remixed a number of the tracks and added new stuff to it, but it still feels like authentic Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. The only thing I will say in regards to this soundtrack, and it might just be me because I love the soundtrack of Silent Hill 2, especially 2, 3, and 4, is for me, those 3 soundtracks have some key songs on them that are just so ingrained in my mind that I love those melodies so much. For me, this game didn't have like that one track. Like, maybe it's because I'm playing it just for the first time. Maybe if I play it subsequent times, they'll be like, you know what? The music that plays during this scene is especially good. But for me, there wasn't like one particular melody that was like ingrained in my mind of like, oh my God, this track is amazing. I need to listen to it when I get home. That's the only thing I would say in regards to the soundtrack. That's just my personal taste, of course. I imagine a lot of people already having like favorite songs of this particular soundtrack. But for me, the soundtrack was fine. It was great for like a video game soundtrack to build the atmosphere, but I can't pinpoint a track where I would listen to it on its own, if that makes sense. Not to say that that's a bad thing. I think having a soundtrack that blends in so seamlessly with the action that's happening, or to build atmosphere and tension, is absolutely essential when it comes to video games. And that's more important than having like 1 or 2 banger tracks that could be played on the radio, for example. There was an interesting detail we touched on in world mythology about how fertility gods were important for early and small communities, and got me thinking about how much pressure there probably was, and how much force those practices are in modern age when such pressures is not needed for community survival, and this feels like it touches on those community pressures a lot. I do agree with that, absolutely. I will say, as someone who is very much an outsider looking in, this is only what I've like seen or picked up from little tidbits of knowledge or news articles or word of mouth. From my understanding, even nowadays, like modern Japan, there is still quite a bit of a clash in terms of modernization and keeping cultural traditions. I imagine even more so with the devastation that happened after the Second World War and the bombings that happened in Hiroshima. It was even something that I noticed in the visual design, and I'm not sure if this was something that they went with intentionally, but the idea of this sickness and this corruption spreading throughout the town, and like Hinako saying at the end of it, like, get out of here, get out of my town, get out of here. It felt in some ways almost like this could just be me. And the way that, like, I still have the visual on screen of like the city street with all the pulsing pink stuff. and it all looking so fleshy and stuff like that. It could just be me, but for me, it almost looks like, not to touch on a really dark subject matter, but it also kind of looks like radiation poisoning. Like, if you think about the blast effect that happens when a bomb happens, and the area of effect that it gets into the water, it infects the air, it gets people sick, and it carries that sickness across, like, a huge radius outside of where the bomb hit. So even though there was very much more of a floral and like infectious motif that was happening in this game, visually, like with the way that the flesh was also like bubbling and blistering, it looked like burns as well, like chemical burns. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did take some inspiration from radiation sickness and chemical burns in the way that the monsters look as well, with the flesh looking so pink and agitated. That just could be me. But that was something I also kind of picked up that I wanted to touch on, because while it didn't go into themes of post-World War II Japan, it was much more about women's roles in 1960s Japan and societal pressures and all that. That was also something that I kind of picked up on, that I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not, but at least that was something that I kind of noticed. Especially since this game took place after 20 years after World War II as well. Also, what you said about Konami milking this, I hope they don't, because a lot of people like to milk either a show, movie, or game, or the original, after the original one succeeds. I remember they kind of did this with Jarhead after the first one. They made 3 other movies that were trash. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe they wanted to make other Silent Hill games that were either set in Japan and explored similar kind of cultural themes and cultural taboos, because there's a lot you can explore with cultural taboos in Japan. There was something that even the author or the writer of this game explored in Higurashi no Nakakoro ni, is, I believe, when is that anime set? I think that the anime is set in like the 60s or 70s. No, maybe not the 60s. I think it's set in this, it's either the 70s or the 90s. I can't quite remember. But even then, there was still a huge stigma around mental health. Because here in the West, while there are definitely still a lot of problems when it comes to treating cases of mental health and proper diagnoses and everything like that, again, this is purely from an outsider looking in from what I've heard, is that even up until the like 90s and 2000s, it was not discussed in polite society to talk about mental health in Japan. If you were depressed or anxious, you just had to push through it because you had a role to fulfill. If you broke mentally, you were seen as an embarrassment, and you were either hushed away somewhere, like sent off to a hospital to get better, and essentially almost like hiding something shameful and not having your mental health needs properly taken care of with medication and therapy. But it was seen as it was perceived as an embarrassment and a failure on your part to be struggling with this or not being able to keep up with what the pressures were. So, it was just something that wasn't discussed, and I'm not even sure if I know it's, as far as I'm aware, much more kind of examined, or at least given proper treatment nowadays in like 2020, the 2020s, at least I hope so. But very much in like at least up until the 90s, as far as I can remember from what I've heard, it was still very much a cultural taboo and just something that was not discussed. So the fact that Hinako was like getting this medication from Shu, it felt more like a desperate like cry for help and a friend helping her, rather than like she would probably not feel comfortable going to a doctor, or especially not her parents, to talk about her anxieties, depression, insecurities and stuff like that, and seeking medical help because it just was not facilitated. And from what we could uncover in the journal notes in the game, there was a butting of heads against modern medicine and traditional medicine. So very much like we've got all these new treatments and stuff like that. Like there's been medical advances in the wake of the Second World War and everything like that. But when you're trying to introduce new forms of treatment and medication to a culture and a town that has been so steeped in tradition for so long, and it was very much talked about in the game, like, oh, the elderly people in the town very much are set on keeping things traditional, like traditional medicine, traditional treatment. They're very unsure about these new forms of medication and stuff like that. A lot of strange crime was on the rise in the 80s Japan because of all those stigmas. Absolutely, absolutely. Anyone else? Something else I think of is how the post-war and small town setting, the flowers and nature covering the town is very stark against the mist. I think the mist is sort of stagnation in the flowers, rot, breaking the dead down. I could absolutely see that. I think spider lilies, as far as I'm aware, in Japanese culture, they are like flowers that are symbolic of death. I believe because they are actually planted around grave sites because they're poisonous to animals, and it's to stop animals from like digging up the bodies and eating them. So that's, I believe, one of the sources of why spider lilies are seen in association with death in Japanese culture. Could be wrong. I think that's right. But I could very much see how, like, the flowers are like everything's kind of in a form of change. Like, everything's kind of rotting and you've got this new growth coming out of it and stuff like that. Honestly, I absolutely adore these games. How are we doing for time? About 3 hours. I could keep talking a bit longer. I absolutely adored this game. I would be very interested in playing New Game Plus, but I need to double check my schedule and see how things are going to align with some newer releases, because just so you guys know, not next week, but the week after, I'm taking that week off streaming because I'm getting a surgery done on that Monday. I'm getting a surgery done on Monday the 13th of October, and I'm going to be taking that week off to rest completely because I'm going to be under like complete anesthesia. It's nothing life-threatening, don't you worry. I'm going to be in very capable hands. I just need that week to fully rest. But in the times that I am streaming, so next week and the week after, so the week of Halloween, I want to see where the other games that I've got my eye on are going to fall on that particular schedule. And I will let you guys know from there. But I think I definitely want to return to this game for New Game Plus and then journey into that with you guys. But I'm also going to be away in a period in November. I'm going to be away overseas to see my family in November. So I am considering taking November off and then coming back in December. And then we can maybe play it then. But let me just double check what works with my schedule, guys. And we'll see how things go from there. But I do very much appreciate your kind sentiments, everyone. But yes, it's my surgery. It's not life-threatening. It's something that I've been waiting to have done for a while. Please, I won't discuss what the particulars of it are. Just know that it's not life-threatening. But it's just going to be quite stressful on my body. So I just need to take care of myself that week. But is there anything else? So yeah, I can't think of anything else I want to talk about at this point in time. The only thing I have noticed is no, I don't want to bring the mood down. I'm not going to talk about that because that's gross, and I want to keep things like, if we're going to talk about this game, I want to only like try and like unpick the artistic like amazingness of this game. But I will say, I did absolutely adore this game, and for me, it felt like a game that was in the true spirit of a Silent Hill game, and I have seen people talk about it as a spin-off game, and I do agree with that, because it's not taking place in the town of Silent Hill. It is taking the themes and ideas and some of the visual and audio staples and thematic staples and putting them into a new setting. So I would consider this like a spin-off game of the main like canon story games of Silent Hill, but it's still absolutely fantastic in its own right. And I do honestly think that this could be a really good game as a gateway game for people who want to play Silent Hill games, but want to play something more modern and just get an idea of what like the atmosphere is like before feeling like they need to commit to, okay, so you need to play the first game, but then like the third game is the sequel to the first game, but then you could play the second game as a standalone as well. So I think this is a good game for people who maybe do want something that's maybe even a little bit more action focused, because there was quite a bit of combat in this game. Maybe something that's a bit more action focused while still tackling some really grisly topics without feeling like they need to do a lot of homework in order to fully understand the story that's going on. Oh, thank you so much for joining us tonight, dear. Take care. Hope everything goes well at the gym. What else? I was gonna say something else. The only thing I think I was gonna otherwise bring up was just kind of talking about my appreciation for these games in general when it comes to writing and how to, in a strange way, tastefully depict dark subject matter and gore without it feeling exploitative. Like, the most I felt, like, deeply uncomfortable was when we had those particular enemies that were, like, the creepy, like, old men, like, cornering you. Because that was the enemy that I felt the most, like, visceral reaction to, like, just, like, I've actually encountered, like, gross people like that in real life. So I was like, absolutely not. But this game did have a lot of really deeply gruesome scenes, especially during, like, I'll call them the transformation scenes, like the ritual scenes. Chat, feel free to chime in on this. Even though what was clearly happening was absolutely gut-wrenchingly horrifying, it was enough visuals to get an idea, and especially with the sounds of what was happening, that you knew exactly what was happening, but they didn't feel the need to show you, like, up-close details of, like, blades carving through skin or, like, skin being, like, ripped away and stuff like that. It was enough that you could absolutely understand what was going on, but it didn't have to show every grisly detail, if that makes sense, which is something that I do genuinely appreciate about these games, because I absolutely love me a gory horror movie. Like, Evil Dead Rises is absolutely fantastic. I love that movie so much, and that has, like, a homunculus being fed into a wood chipper. It's fantastic. But for me, what I love about the Silent Hill games, and especially in games like Silent Hill 2, like, everyone can agree, the abstract daddy in Silent Hill 2 is one of the most fucked up monster designs ever, because you know what it's implying without needing to expressly tell you what is happening in it. And that's something that I've taken, like, honestly, all of the Silent Hill games, but especially the way that it's done in Silent Hill 2. I've taken a lot of inspiration from that when it comes to how I write horror and tackle some heavy subject matter myself. Like, in Blood in the Airwaves, there's some dark scenes that happen, and some dark themes are quite heavily implied, but I've been trying to toe the line between having stuff that's implied to be happening, or that have happened, or that could happen. Like, having the threat of something lingering and to feel that sense of dread and foreboding without feeling like it's being gross or exploitative. Because there was an article that I was reading a couple of years ago that was talking about, I can't remember what it was called exactly, but it was something like females suffering as set dressing. And for an example of this, in the first BioShock game, there is a section where you get to where it is a gentleman's club in somewhere in Rapture, and you have to get a key or something like that. And it's to do with a woman who worked there, and she was like close with Andrew Ryan, and I believe she was possibly pregnant with his child or something. But there's a lot of dead sex workers just kind of strewn around in like negligee or like bloodied and like torn up and stuff like that, and they're just kind of like just draped like aesthetically like mannequins over chaise lounges and stuff like that, but they're supposed to be real human bodies, and they're all like draped aesthetically like, oh no, like, oh, what a terrible fate, when they just happen to have like everything on display and stuff like that. And it's shit like that that's like, okay, I just kind of breeze through it and try not to pay much attention to it while I'm trying to enjoy the game. But it's something that I am grateful isn't done prevalently in games like this, because the mannequins in this game have an intended purpose of making you uncomfortable as you're playing as a 13 to 15-year-old teenage girl, with them being so like distorted and twitchy and genuinely looking naked as a point of like discomfort and like self-consciousness on Hinako's part. And then when you think of the way that they're done in Silent Hill 2 with the nurses and the mannequins and stuff like that, because if you know James's story, they're intentionally supposed to look that way as like I don't have time to unpack all of James's story, but if you're familiar with Silent Hill 2, you know where I'm getting with this. There is an intention behind those games that is not just sexy set dressing, if that makes sense. And that's something that I do appreciate about these games, because sometimes, like, some of the later games, like some of the ones that came after 4, but before this kind of rehaul of the Silent Hill IP, it was falling a little bit into that. That's why I just didn't like those games or, like, really keep up with them at all. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the article for the life of me. The line between glorification and crucial commentary, especially when it comes to depicting women in media, is really thin. A lot of people can mess up even if they don't intend to. For a place like Rapture, that was definitely unnecessary when it was obviously implied to be a common thing in the city. Absolutely. Lunarhawk, I will actually say it has been confirmed by the developers that Hinako is supposed to be between the ages of 13 to 15 in-game. Like, she and her friends are all supposed to be at the cusp of high school, so they're leaving middle school just about to enter high school, so they're between 13 to 15 years old. I'm estimating maybe about 14, given the way that they act and the banter that they have between them. I believe they're supposed to be between, like, roughly about 14, 15 years old, given, like, her height and her stature and everything like that. No, I'm not going to talk about that because that pisses me off. But they are very much intended to be very young in this game, and that's a lot of the reason why we're kind of exploring these issues in Silent Hill F and stuff like that. Because it's interesting, Hinako really does come into her own, and she is just so full of rage by the end of this. Like, she finally, like, lets everything go and is, like, lashing out and just absolute fucking female rage. I love the endings of this game, like the last push of just beating the shit out of everything with my lead pipe. Because then you have other characters like Heather Mason in Silent Hill 3, and I think she's 17. I think she's supposed to be 16 or 17. And her story is also very much focused on female anxieties and things like unwanted pregnancy and bodily autonomy and stuff like that. And God, I really hope we get a good remake of that game. Better not fuck it up, otherwise I'm gonna be pissed. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Chat, is there anything you want me to talk about? Because I could keep going. I genuinely love this game so much, but I feel like I'll have even more to unpack when we get to the end of New Game Plus. So I kind of want to, like, save some Same with some, there's gas in the tank for that. But I just have so many feelings about this game. I genuinely loved it so much. And I'm really excited to see what happens in New Game Plus. And what other kind of layer we could put over this. But honestly, this game is fantastic. I was doubtful at first, but now I'm really intrigued by what is going to be waiting for us on a subsequent playthrough, and also what other games are in the works that have to do with Silent Hill. I've seen a teaser of what the new movie looks like. Honestly, it looks terrible. It looks so bad. But I might get a good laugh out of it, so I'll probably, like, watch it when it comes onto streaming services. I can't think, is there any other Silent Hill property that they're working on at the moment? Hang on, 1 second. Let me just have a quick refresh by memory. Okay, so other than the remake of the original Silent Hill that's coming, what is... Okay, 1 second. Because there is something called Silent Hill Townfall that I might have heard about, but I can't remember. Silent Hill Townfall is an upcoming horror game developed by Screenburn and published by Konami. It's a spin-off of the Silent Hill franchise intended to launch an anthology series from various creatives. Is this a game? Okay, it's a horror game. It's planned to come out next year. Okay. I need to check out that trailer when I go off stream. But there is apparently something else that's in the works that's like an anthology sort of game where it's like little smaller stories, but it's about the history of Silent Hill, which, not gonna lie, I'd be intrigued about because I do find the cult of Silent Hill quite interesting. So maybe we're gonna unpick or explore a little bit of that. But I have doubts. As I talked about before, I've been burned by Konami in the past. This was a wonderful experience, and I really liked the Silent Hill 2 remake, but I'm still taking every game announcement with a grain of salt and bracing myself for disappointment. Like, I genuinely really liked this one, but you haven't yet won my heart just quite yet. I will keep an eye out for any interesting merch that they release of this game, like statuettes in particular, because, I mean, all of this monster design, especially the mannequins, are going to make some amazing figurines and statuettes to buy and make collector's items of. But I want to wrap things up because I think I've been talking for quite some time. I'm going to go to Bear's wonderful and horrifying stream. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Swiss Banana. Absolutely check out the VODs when you get the chance to get an idea of like the full context of the terrifying journey we were on. But thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you can join us again next Monday. Yeah, next Monday I'm continuing with more Hades 2. I might play some more Hades across the week because now that we have finished Silent Hill F, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I genuinely had such a fantastic time with this game. I hope you all did as well. A big thank you to everyone who joined us from the raid and everyone who renewed their subscriptions and sent in bits. Thank you all so much for your incredible generosity. But let's wrap things up, and if you've been lurking in the shadows and you like what you've seen so far, then please consider following. We would love to have you back at the Blue Rose Respite. You are welcome anytime. Be sure to check out my socials that are popping up in the chat right now, including my 2 YouTube channels, one for my ASMR tales and the other for my Twitch VODs, and my Blue Sky, my Insta, and my TikTok. I have an ongoing an ongoing 24/7 broadcast over on my main YouTube channel, which is a collection of ASMR tales and creepypasta narrations, so be sure to check that out and give it some love. Let's see who's currently live, and we can go say hello. Okay, Tiffany Witcher is playing Silent Hill F. Do you guys want to go say hi to Tiffany? Because I really love supporting Tiffany. I'm not familiar with KC Explosion. I was going to recommend Tiffany because I really like boosting Tiffany's streams when I can. But guys, if I'm going to send you guys over to Tiffany, no spoilers. No spoilers, okay? Because I think she's playing it for the first time because she wasn't playing it the last time we raided her, I believe. So yeah, let's go raid Tiffany, but you guys have to promise no spoilers. Be nice, okay? You're representing the Blue Rose Respite. Represent me well. Alrighty. So, let's go say hi to Tiffany. There we go. Okay, thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, my lovelies.